Nick Bosa, we got to talk. Nick, you've been so helpful with the media this year, but now you got to help your defense. Don't know what's going on with you. You haven't had a sack in the last 4 games. 0 sacks the last 4 games. You've had some quarterback hits. You're still playing hard, but you're not who you used to be. And what's weird is, remember, you didn't go to training camp. You held out of the entire offseason. And at the time, people kind of said that the silver lining of that, you were trying to get a new contract. You got it. Highest paid non-quarterback ever. People were saying, well, he'll be more fresh. You'll be more fresh, Nick, by the end of the season. Because last year, you didn't do anything in the playoffs either. No sacks in the playoffs last year. So this year, no training camp. He won't run out of gas in December like he did last year. But you did. Why you keep running out of gas in December, man? What is that? These are questions people are going to ask about you all offseason. Like, no one's going to blame you. No one ever blames you for anything. If the Niners don't win, no one's saying, hey, Nick Bosa is the reason. But if you have no sacks in this game and the Lions win, you know you're extremely responsible. Because for what the Niners are paying you, you got to produce. You have to. They're paying you $34 million a year. That's what? That's $2 million a game? Because you produce. Because for 2 years, you had like 35 sacks in 2 seasons. You were a freaking machine. You got to do that now. If you have no sacks in this game, Lions could win. If you have no sacks, Jared Goff will just be chilling there in the pocket. And when he's not under pressure, he's as good as any quarterback in the NFL. When he's not under pressure, when he can just stand there calmly, he's a great arm. He's extremely accurate. He can make every throw. The reason the Niners had so much success against Jared Goff when he was with the Rams was you, Nick. You owned him. Not just you, but you and D Ford and DeForest Buckner and Eric Armstead. Well, Buckner and Ford are gone. Armstead's dealing with plantar fasciitis. And it's you and Javon Hargrave, who's excellent, and Chase Young. I know they're chipping you. I know it's tough. But you got to find a way to sack Jared Goff. And I don't think that involves you rushing against Penei Sewell. Because you're really good, Nick, but I don't think that's a matchup you're going to win very much. Go against Taylor Decker. What I've noticed about you, Nick, is you're really good, but you get most of your sacks against like the weaker offensive tackle of the two. Because you can go on both sides and you kind of hunt whoever is weaker or whoever the backup is that's starting that week. Because you don't have the length that Myles Garrett has. You don't have that length. You're extremely strong and you're extremely technically proficient. So you can get inside. You're like Mike Tyson. You can get inside people and you can, control them with your strength that way. But offensive tackles who are also really athletic and have length and can keep you at bay, they kind of neutralize you. That's why I'd take Myles Garrett over you. But I think you could probably beat Taylor Decker. I think you probably can. And, if you can't, what you can always do is talk to Steve Wilkes and get him to do some stunts and have you loop to the inside. Because Jared Goff isn't scrambling. You don't have to worry about opening up scramble lanes for Jared Goff. You can do some stunts looping to the inside like Alden Smith used to do and go against that backup left guard, whoever his name is, that's starting for Jonah Jackson. You have to produce. If you have your 5th straight game with no sacks and the Niners lose, people are going to talk about that all offseason. So I highly recommend you sack the quarterback. Thank you very much, Niners, for showing up. This was the most important quality control meeting you've ever had. And when you win, I'm taking full credit. Niner Rob, Shanny and Bosa got to show up Sunday. Yeah, they do. It's an important game. They need to be there on the field. Black Pill Phil says, I said week that if the Niners played their brand of football, they win comfortably. They didn't, and the game wasn't comfortable. I repeat the same thing this week. And I think they will play their brand of football, and I don't know why, but I think they will. I'm with you on that. AmTodd99 says, just caught COVID today. So sorry. Make sure you keep your immune system on point. Can't have you stuck at home while the Niners win their 6th in Las Vegas. Hey, one thing at a time. Sorry you got COVID, though. That's rough. Jaime Herrera says, Grant, you're the GOAT. No, you're the GOAT, Jaime. Thank you. Matthew Sanders. score 4 to 5 touchdowns, and it shouldn't matter what the D does. Agree? I think they're going to score 4 and a field goal. It'll be 31-20. Every time the Niners have scored 20 points this year, they've won. I don't think that Detroit has the defense to hold them under 20. But I didn't think, no one thought Green Bay did either, right? You could say it was the rain. Maybe it was the rain. Rain sort of suppressed the score. No rain in this game. 31 points, I'm betting. The Lions' best shot is to what? Run the ball a lot, shorten the game, go for it on 4th down, limit the Niners' possessions. Cool. But you actually have to play defense at some point too. So they have to do that and intercept 1 or 2 passes. They could do it, but what are the chances? 40%, 30%? I'm not betting on them.